Welcome to Thursday Eco Artists, a series presenting entries to Homestage's pFITE 24 project. For more information about this, follow links in the description.
So a little bit about Plastic Creature. I used to live on a canal boat and I was on it for 2 years, and it's a crazy long story, but it didn't end particularly well. And when I was on the canal boat, I would often see litter, and I would make a little game with myself, which was to make animals out of the litter that I saw. And I would make up so many animals to see, like a little octopus or a little unicorn. But ultimately it was this really kind of sad thing, which is just, there's so much litter in the canals and so much plastic in the rivers. And so this poem, I think it was a song originally, and it like came up as I was like chugging along, and it was just been in my my little catalogue, but I've never performed it in front of an audience. I've just had it. I've made a few bits of art kind of around it, but then when Homestage, approached me to do this thing, and said, "Oh, it's about an environment." I immediately went to this poem that I have about, embracing fields, all the fields of the world reunite. And then I thought, well, hold on, the Plastic Creatures, this is all about the environment. It's about not using plastics, and oh my God, can we please stop polluting our rivers? And it's kind of fun and cheeky. So I showed Mark, and he was like, I think we should use this one. So that's sort of where we began with it. And so I got him to come down to Oxford, and we made a little video. So I'm really pleased with what we have.
This poem is called Plastic Creature. I always think that it might be an animal when it's just an Aldi bag or a kebab or a Boris bike or maybe something similar. So I say to myself, good morning, plastic creature. One time, my love, I thought I saw an otter delicately paddling in the River Stour. It was a silicone oven mitt from IKEA. So I say to myself, good morning, plastic creature. Last week on the locks, I thought I saw a seal. It was so flipping cute. I named the seal Shaquille. But when I went to pet Shaquille, Shaquille's face just sort of congealed. Shaquille was in fact a Happy Meal. I always think that it might be an animal when it's just some PPE or Primark flip-flops or a Boris bike or maybe something similar. So I say to myself, good morning, plastic creature. Last night was the worst. I thought I saw a paramour, the devil's horn on top of Hades' front door. It was a ribbed condom stretched onto a hairdryer. So I said to myself, what the fuck were you doing last night? Mermaid? You're wrong, I'm afraid. That's a bottle of Lucozade. Vulture? Don't be sore. That's a Sega Mega Drive from 1994. Swan? I think you'll find that is actually a swan. Well done. Hyena? Don't get cocky. That's a trainer. Cobra? No, that's a little naked Yoda from Toys R Us. Donald Trump? I think you'll find that's 4 melted orange cones congealed into a clump. Mallard? Yeah, fine, that is another mallard. Well done. Jellyfish? Don't be a knob, mate. That's a high-vis. I always think that it might be an animal when it's just St. George's flag or drifting Prozac, or a Boris bike, or maybe something similar. So I say to myself, good morning, plastic creature.
The second poem, The Dentist Knows All of My Secrets, is about the cost of living crisis. It was born from an anxiety that I had when I went to a dentist when I was living on a boat, and I was like, the dentist knows how much I'm suffering he can tell that I'm not been looking after myself, that I'm poor, relatively poor, or the poorest I had been in my life. And then it kind of like started to work from there. And then I started to make a map about Luton and about the struggles that people are going through in Luton. And I was, walking around with this map, layering the paint and the ink onto the map, and I realised that the dentist poem fits perfectly. So I started to kind of rejig the poem to fit into Luton. There's a few references to Luton things like plaits, like straw plaits. Luton is all about hats. It was famous for its hats, and George Street is in Luton as well. So it was just like a nice alchemy of like the poem that I already had, and expressing it through the place that I was in. So yeah, I'm really proud of it as well. The dentist knows all of my secrets. The dentist knows I ate a chocolate rabbit for breakfast. The dentist saw me outside of the Barclays on George Street in the middle of my curry binge with Tim from Pure Gym, which I do go to, but mainly for the showers because it saves money on hot water. The dentist knows all of my secrets. The dentist knows how much my gums bleed, which is every time I do the weekly shop. The dentist knows where the jelly eels blush. The dentist knows I don't have time to wash. The dentist knows I will happily fill my mouth with tar if it means the pain stops and I can also pay the quick loan shop. 60 quid on NHS, 700 quid on private. The dentist knows my will is the texture of mashed up Wotsits once they have been suffocated all the way to the tongue. The dentist has footage of me barely protesting to my children. The dentist can predict every McFlurry coming. The dentist knows it's not a fashion choice that I wear odd socks. The dentist knows my husband can't find a job. The dentist knows I haven't opened the bill. The dentist knows my issues with the HMRC are nothing compared to the others, but they still come to me because, like Greg says, I am low-hanging fruit. The dentist knows my plan later is to drink until I can no longer see my future. 60 quid on NHS, 700 quid on private. The dentist knows I'll happily fill my mouth with straw plaits if it means the pain stops and I can also pay our rent. The dentist knows all of my secrets. The dentist might be able to fix all of this. The dentist has nice hair. The dentist has clean fingernails underneath those gloves, I can tell, but the dentist's assistant wishes I would go back to hell. The dentist has proof of me supplementing memories for sugar. The dentist knows I am a terrible mother. The dentist can smell my breath of Lampedusa. The dentist is only too aware that I cannot forget that morning with my sister. The dentist has a graveyard and it's full of salt and vinegar. The dentist looks into my eyes briefly and in that little glance can see the long line of cold bodies that have fallen behind me. I'm sorry for being here. I can still taste death in my mouth. Maybe it will never wash away. I save up for dominoes. I do star jumps like they asked. I don't know. The dentist is the man in the long black coat, but in the long white coat. 60 quid on NHS, 700 quid on private. The dentist knows I will happily fill my mouth with bathroom tiles if it means the pain stops and I can also pay for petrol without shaking. The dentist knows all of my secrets. The dentist knows I ate a chocolate rabbit for breakfast. pFITE 24. It's a really good project to be part of. It pushes you as an artist to make something about a specific subject which ultimately helps change things for the better.